So what is urban design? Urban design enables citizens to connect with their environment because it is a place for social interaction. And also for commercial exchange of goods and services. Major cities like Toronto and New York rely on functional transportation services to support their fast-paced lifestyles. Urban design has its opportunities and obstacles. However, it must be thoroughly thought out in order to create a sustainable environment. New urbanization is the expansion of urban areas outside of larger cities such as Toronto or New York. This trend started off destroying the environment and causing a great rise in global warming. It was inefficient and cost the citizens of the area money, reduced land, and a decrease in drinking water. However, after careful planning and thought, many numerous solutions were created. In order to have a fully functioning urban area, one must carefully think about design, scale, connectivity, and transportation networks. Zoning bylaws are crucial to any design, especially urban design. It controls how land may be used, where buildings can be located, what types of buildings are allowed, parking, building heights, lot sizes, and so much more. Zoning bylaws are important to have for several reasons. First, it follows the policies of municipalities' official plan. Second, it is a legal way of managing land and development. And finally, it protects the person from conflicting with dangerous land use in the community. In order to receive a zoning bylaw, the council must evaluate it. They check to make sure it conforms to the official plan, it is suitable for the land, have access to water supply, sewage disposal, and plans against the risk of flooding. Another factor to note that there are 4 basic types of zoning bylaws. The first is the holding bylaw, which holds off development until roads or other local services are in place. The second is the interim control bylaw, which can freeze the development while the municipality reviews its policies. The third is the temporary use bylaw, which allows buildings for specific use a maximum of 3 years at a time. Finally, the fourth bylaw is the increased height and density bylaw, which allows buildings to exceed the permitted standards only if the developer provides a service to the community in return. Urban design involves attaining a permit for these bylaws in order to develop new buildings or changes. Zoning bylaws help keep development in line and environmentally aware. Without them, design would be more chaotic and less environmentally friendly. Our population is always rising. Currently, there are over 6.5 million people residing in the Greater Toronto and Hamilton area alone. This area consists of some of the most densely populated cities in Ontario. Rising population has resulted in urban sprawl. More suburban areas are being created to accommodate the residents of these cities. Since people like to live close to the city center, work and school buildings are built near the outskirts. This is why many people are working or going to school farther and farther away from home, causing them to commute either by public transit or by car, both of which cause the unavoidable congestion. The economy is one of the biggest benefactors due to urban sprawl. However, the environment is harmed the most. Since the number of people commuting has increased, so has the number of cars. Being stuck in traffic takes a toll on the environment and the people as well. The environment is impacted because of the compounded amount of CO2 emissions released due to all the idling cars. The opportunity cost of being stuck in traffic is that people could be doing something far more important in the time wasted sitting in their cars. A study done by the Metrolinx shows that in 2006, the congestion problem cost the GTHA's economy about $2.7 billion. And it cost the transit travelers $3.3 billion. This is because of higher costs associated with emissions and accidents, travel delays, and unreliable travel times. The economy will benefit due to congestion because of the contributions provided by people who commute. Motorists will contribute by paying for gas or getting their car fixed. Transit users will contribute by paying for tickets. Metrolinx has proposed a draft regional transportation plan, which is supposed to reduce all the problems caused by congestion. They plan on investing in infrastructure, roadway improvements, traffic management, and other related initiatives. Even though this plan calls for a large amount of investment to be initiated, it does promise a better outcome. Major infrastructure project alone will create almost 430,000 jobs, which is great for the economy because when people have more money, they tend to spend more. If the Metrolinx is successful with their proposed plan, people will benefit greatly, and so will the environment. Congestion is one of the obstacles caused by urban sprawl, and since urban sprawl cannot be avoided, people will have to come up with plans such as the DRTP to live a sustainable life. Municipal planning is a very big factor when it comes to urban design. Without careful planning, a city can be poorly designed and end up unfunctional to the community. Municipal planning deals with land use, economic development, and finance, environment, transportation, and infrastructure. Municipal planning is done by councils that can determine the plan designations for an area, the density of a neighborhood, and the size dimensions of a lot. The municipal council have a range of planning tools available to assist them. For example, community planning, heritage planning, environmental planning, social planning, development cost charges, development various permits and subdivision approval. Also, when planning, you must seek out building permits. A permit is a form of permission to begin the construction, demolition, or addition or renovation on your property. Building permits regulate the type of construction allowed in a community and ensure the minimum building standards are met. The permit protects the community and helps ensure that any new construction is safe. All in all, permits are there to keep construction of new buildings under control so that they are not randomly placed in an area. Planning and building permits work together to guarantee a community or a city not only works efficiently to accommodate citizens but is also visually appealing. The OMB was created by the Ontario government to oversee the municipalities' accounts and to supervise the rapidly growing railway transportation system. The OMB is an independent tribunal that conducts hearings and makes decisions on matters that have been appealed to the OMB under specific provincial laws. The majority of appeals arise under the Planning Act, such as official plans, zoning bylaws, subdivision plans, consents, and minor variances. The OMB's processes are designed to resolve disputes in an informal and more timely manner, and it is also less costly than courts. Essentially, the OMB is there to keep things in order and solve issues that may arise when building a community or a building. Urban design must be thought out carefully in order to create an efficient, sustainable lifestyle. There are both disadvantages and advantages to new urbanism, but all problems must be solved before proceeding, which is when zoning bylaws enter. All zoning bylaws involve a permit. Municipal planning also plays a part in permits since they regulate construction of buildings in the communities. When an argument or dispute arises, the OMB steps in to solve these problems and proceed the construction accordingly. A regular problem is the transportation. Urban sprawl causes people to commute, which turns into congestion, and that results in a negative impact on the environment and the economy. However, the Metrolinx is here to solve the problem. All problems can be solved, but it is our choice on how we want to solve it. Urban design involves a great deal of planning and steps towards the building of a new community.